dream last night, and it's difficult to recollect what that was, but I have gathered the pieces of information and I can remember it was initiated because of the things happening with the AI and my posting on YouTube. The dream was not exactly that, but it was to give me a sense of how to approach to solve the problem represented in a dream, which doesn't exactly show what it is, but the passage to solve it. And I liked that. I thought I found a way to solve it, but it's not just that, but it's the attitude of how to go about, which is like always to start or base upon something fundamental at the center or at the ground level, the core of our being, so that we don't get lost. And so far as we can relate to that core of our being, to look at the world, even though the world may look ups and downs, there's some quality in it to figure out. So it's just the attitudinal point that I think that my dream was pointing. In other words, don't sweat too much. There's a way. You don't need to rush. And here's related to that, I just happened to have this quote, and I like to share. And this is a Zen saying from the Zen monk Manura. It's also something mysterious, but pointing to something bigger. And maybe also related to other people's posting to my video yesterday. And maybe I'll talk about it if I can find that. But the first is this Manura's saying, our mind moves in various fashion. In its movement there is mysterious quality. When we see how it moves from moment to moment, there's a calm and quiet state where there is no pleasure nor sorrow. I now remember this. This is my translation from the original in Japanese. So you may not find this exact word in English, but that point to that. And let's see one more thing I picked up today. And this is the person. Let me see if I can read this. I was talking about Tao Te Ching, about the master that they point without saying what the master is. But the point of this Tao Te Ching, chapter 29, the title is Be at the Center, Be Grounded. And the person said, what does master mean in this context? Because in that chapter 29, there's some discussion about the master. Is it representing divine power or nature? And I responded, for the sake of the talk, let's call it unknown power for now. You may put any word or symbol to represent some unknown power. Let's say because of that unknown power, we are here. I like the term laws of nature to represent that, perhaps due to my liking of some scientific orientation. But I can also go with God or Godhead, if you like. In any case, it may be felt like unknown power, beyond words and logic, something absolute, perhaps. I like what you said, divine power or nature. Perhaps the point is to let us be out of our self-identity, the mind, the ego, but to realize or to be awakened, not conceptually but experientially, even if that is a very brief moment. So the point I guess I'm saying here is that there's some unknown power, some quality that we can find in our mind. And if we have that relationship, like we have that at our center, or us to be grounded, that absolute power being the force of us being who we are, a miracle, I think that will give us a sense of tendency with optimistic or positive outlook of the world, and find confirmed to live life well. You may have some tendency, and because of the background and liking, we may use different words, but the point is to relate to that would help us to live life and be happy, centered, and find a way to have a happy life. Thank you.